How do I say this? Best human mm, disassembling. I don't know. I can't. If I say the word, I might get nuked. The most disturbing website in internet history by ShockChan. ShockChan, you will. We'll go in. Please consider like and subscribing because I might get divine punishment for this, but we love divine punishment. If you get nuked, you just come on after 7-day break. Anyways, we'll go in. We'll go in. We'll go in. Oh, this guy was turned to was flattened. How do you say this? Flounder.
By 2012, there was already a website that most people on the internet had at least heard about, even if they had never actually visited it themselves. The site was called Best Gore. At that time, anyone who watched shock or gore videos usually knew the name because it was easy to find through a simple Google search.
You were telling me you could just find this through a simple Google search? What on earth? This wasn't like some elaborate secret that like everyone knew was a thing and they just went there? You are telling me. You are telling me that this is a real, like, just a website anybody can just access.
When violent videos were taken down from regular websites, many people would go to Best Gore instead to watch them there. After some time, Best Gore became known as one of the few websites where almost nothing was censored. If a violent or disturbing video started spreading on the internet, it would often end up on Best Gore sooner or later. The site built a reputation similar to LiveLeak, where people expected to find real and uncensored footage. In 2012, something happened that brought much more attention to the website.
I wonder what happened. Exactly, you sub. That doesn't work like that. You're a masochist. And a bottom. So like this argument doesn't even work.
It was no longer just known for shock videos online. The situation became serious enough that the site began appearing in news reports around the world. Best Gore.
I mean, it isn't listen, it isn't surprising because, right, that it would make the media, right? Because like listen, okay? It makes sense considering that eventually I can assume that the stuff that was on this website was eventually no longer just like random gore videos found, right? Eventually it was crimes being committed and uploaded. Right? Call your bottom. Yes. And I said other things in German as well. She doesn't know. She will though.
Started on April 30th, 2008. The website was created by Mark Merrick, a Slovak-Canadian man who was living in Edmonton, Canada at the time. From the beginning, it was clear what kind of content the site was meant to show.
Oh. We got people that Hassan Piker's fans of here.
And what its main purpose would be. The first video posted on the website showed the beheading of American engineer Eugene Armstrong by Al-Qaeda fighters in Iraq. At that time, the video was already being shared online, but many websites kept taking it down. Best Gore chose not to remove the video and kept it available without making any changes. From the start, this showed the type of content the site intended to allow and how it planned to operate. Best Gore called itself a reality news website. Merrick believed that most mainstream media did not fully show how harsh and violent real life can sometimes be. In his view, reality exists whether people choose to look at it or not.
I mean, right, you can't really show this stuff, right? Like, we know it's real, and I think a lot of people underestimate how brutal things can be, right? How serious life can be. but I don't think that is for regular news websites. I don't even see. I guess it has a purpose, but like, mm. I don't know, right? At least it shouldn't be that easily accessible, right? And I guess stuff like that should have strict age verification. I mean, now such a website doesn't fly anymore, anyways. And like, there is a way where this can be abused easily.
Because of this belief, the website focused on sharing real events the way they happened, without editing or filtering the content. Merrick did not seem like the kind of person most people would expect to run a website like that. He spent a lot of his time traveling and writing about his experiences on his blog called Traveling Mark. He said he left his regular job so he could focus on travel and try to retire early. On the blog, he wrote about different countries and about building a life where he would not need a traditional job. He also shared stories about times when he was robbed or threatened while traveling. He explained that he included those stories to remind people that travel comes with real risks and should be taken seriously. In his personal life, he read self-help books and novels. He used an old Nokia flip phone and sometimes did not even keep a SIM card in it. He said he preferred to live in the present and did not like making long-term plans. At the same time, he had spent more than 10 years viewing extreme violence almost.
Bro, he's just a hermit. But I feel like if you constantly consume this, right, it might cause, like, it might change. I think it has some influence on your mental. I am almost certain that it does have influence on your mental. I mean, I got to see things that it took like 2 weeks to forget properly, and like, I'm not too happy about it. Can be serious. I don't want to see it though. It's just sad. I feel like it's not really something that should be in mainstream news. I don't think so. I don't think it. Should it be illegal to post? That's like the question, right? About this. That's like the question. That's the thing.
Every day, and it clearly affected him. Over time, he became very used to it. He once described humans as fleshy viruses. He said he hated animal cruelty and refused to post it on his site. However, he did post real videos that showed violence against people. He explained that his goal was not to shock anyone.
So like he drew the line at animals, but like humans were like good to go, and that's an interesting philosophy. Yes, Poke, it does affect you mentally. Of course, you're like exposed to it, so it becomes normal, right? It that kind of makes sense.
In his view, he was simply showing reality as it is, even when that reality is harsh. After some time, the website became a place where videos often appeared after being removed from other platforms. Most regular websites did not allow this type of content, so people would upload it there instead. The videos showed real events from different parts of the world, including crime.
Bro, they literally chill out video. I don't know about chill out videos, big guy. So they were like literally. They even had fucking category. They had fucking categories. That's interesting. People get influence, change them, sometimes making them to do the same thing you see. That's crazy.
Crimes, accidents, war footage, and other disturbing situations. Before entering the site, visitors always saw a warning page. This page became well known because it showed a disturbing header image of an Asian woman who had been impaled and roasted on a spit. At the same time, the page also showed a small picture of a puppy that visitors could click if they decided they did not want to continue onto the website. Even though Best Gore already had a strong and controversial reputation, many people...
That is crazy. That is insane. You want to say... I want to say something, but it would be racist. But drawing the line at animal cruelty reminds me of... I know what you mean. No, not PETA. You know what's interesting? The mustache man from Austria was a strong advocate for animal rights. The more you know.
Continued to visit it on a regular basis. Most users did not just watch a video and leave right away. Many stayed to read or take part in discussions in the comment sections, which were often filled with racist and toxic remarks. People talked about the videos they saw, argued about whether viral clips were real or fake, and shared their opinions about events happening around the world. Mark Merrick also shared his own views on the site, and some of the articles included conspiracy theories. Along with real footage, the website also posted anime-style artwork that showed extreme violence. Over time, the site began to feel less like
Yeah, I guess I don't give a shit about the anime stuff, right? Fictional content. I don't kind of give a shit.
a simple video platform, and more like an online community where people followed cases together and tried to figure out what had really happened. Over time, Best Gore became one of the most well-known shock websites on the internet. Some reports said that at its peak, the site was getting between 10 and 15 million visits each month. As the website grew, more people began to speak out.
Yep, a petition. And yeah, I'm assuming it definitely got banned. I don't think it's around now. And if it is, it's not easily accessible anymore as it once was.
Against it. Merrick said that threats and legal complaints became a normal part of running the site because of the type of videos it shared. The more popular it became, the more attention it received from governments, news organizations, and groups that wanted the videos removed. Around 2009, a politician from Germany contacted him and asked him to remove a video from the site.
Oh. Okay, interesting. Interesting. See, the problem is like, right, there might be victims that are still alive, right? And I don't think they want to see this again uploaded as a video. I could be, like, right? It makes sense why you should be removing this.
The video showed neo-Nazis killing 2 migrant workers in Russia. He was warned that if the video stayed online, the entire website could be banned in Germany. Merrick refused to remove it. He said the site was not supporting or promoting anything, and that it was simply showing real events as they happened. After that, he said he never heard from the politician again. Even with the warning, Germany did not officially ban Best Gore. Still, it was clear that governments had started paying much closer attention to violent websites like his. Despite the pressure and criticism,
the interesting part is, right, that Russian Nazis doesn't even work, technically, right? Because the Germans didn't consider them, right? It's an oxymoron. You can't be. Oh, the symbol. The symbol. Yes, that symbol. The evil symbol. Good, it's banned. Now, let me please also allow us please to also ban the communist one. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Site continued operating as usual. Over time, the kinds of videos shared on the website began to change, as more real events around the world were being recorded. Many of the clips started coming from places like Brazil, India, and other countries, especially.
See, here's the thing. I can't imagine why the website is no more, and that is because people eventually did stuff and uploaded it on there. Made it seem like they found it while they were actually committing horrible crimes. Ugh.
After smartphones made it much easier for people to film what was happening and post it online. As recording and sharing became more common, the amount of real-life footage on the site kept increasing. Then, in May 2012, one video upload changed everything. On May 25th, 2012, an 11-minute video titled "One Lunatic, One Ice Pick" was sent to the contact email listed on the Best Gore website. Investigators later believed the message was likely sent by Luca Magnotta himself. Mark Merrick received the video that same day and chose to upload it to the site. When posting it, he included a written note warning viewers that the footage was extremely disturbing. The video showed the killing and dismemberment of John Lin, a Chinese international student, inside an apartment in Montreal. It contained real acts.
Oh! Well, that's disgusting. Well, that's what I'm saying, right? There's like actual crimes being committed so they can upload this, right? That's what I was saying. Disgusting. So the one way to get rid of the one that it is, the wood chipper. Ugh.
Of violence, sexual activity involving the body, and severe physical harm. Even people who were used to watching shock content online said the video was far more extreme than what was normally seen or shared at that time. Merrick later said that at first, he was not sure if the video was real. At that time, many videos online were made to look real, even though they were staged, so it was often hard for people to tell the difference between real footage and fake shock videos. Because he was unsure about what he was watching, he decided to post the video on Best Gore so viewers could watch it themselves and discuss whether it was real or staged. The video remained on the website for about 6 days and was viewed thousands of times. In the beginning, some people believed it was just another fake video being shared online. However, as more users watched it closely, many started to realize that it was real. People began to compare small details and study different parts of the video to figure out who could be responsible. Even before police officially named a suspect, some users had already mentioned Luca Magnotta and tried to report their concerns to the authorities. At that time, though, tips from internet forums were not taken very seriously. At the same time,
That is very unfortunate because you need to get this guy. So here's the thing, right? Mark Merrick, that's a unique name. Yeah, obviously it's an alias, right? It makes sense, right? It is an alias, but like the thing is this, right? Like I said, eventually in the beginning, eventually someone would commit actual crime so they could upload something on there. And this person did do that, which is terrifying. Okay, maybe that website needs to go. Actually, that website needs to go because, like, for internet fame, that's crazy. That is crazy.
the situation in Canada was becoming more serious. Packages containing parts of John Lin's body were sent to political offices and schools, and police later found his torso outside the apartment building linked to the crime. By that point, the suspect had already left the country, which led to an international search. The manhunt eventually ended when Luca Magnotta was arrested in Berlin. On May 31st, 2012, shortly after police publicly identified Magnotta as the suspect, Merrick removed the video from Best Gore. During later court proceedings, he confirmed that he was the only person running the website and that the decision to publish the video was his alone. He accepted full responsibility for posting the footage and acknowledged that the material was considered obscene. As media coverage of the case spread around the world, public attention.
Yep, and that website is going. This is probably the video is still a little longer, so I'm assuming that probably more was done. It just makes sense, right? Oh my god, that's horrible. Those are the videos you send me. Horrible stuff. That's crazy.
Gradually shifted from the crime itself to Best Gore, and the role the website played in allowing the video to be widely viewed. After the video was posted, police quietly began investigating Mark Merrick for uploading it. Several months later, in February 2013, Edmonton police interviewed him. The following day, he traveled to Hong Kong. Authorities said they did not believe he was trying to escape, but border agencies were still notified while the investigation continued. While he was overseas, Merrick continued operating the website remotely. when he returned to Canada on July 10th, 2013, through Vancouver International Airport.
They are probably, I'm assuming they arrested him. But is there even legal grounds to arrest him? I don't know. Interesting. Horrible, horrible, terrifying. Terrifying that he might end up on such a website. That's crazy.
Officials seized his computer equipment. 6 days later, on July 16th, he was arrested. He was charged under a rarely used Canadian law related to corrupting morals. Police stated that once investigators confirmed the video showed a real murder, keeping it available online became illegal. His bail conditions completely cut him off from the internet. For more than 2 years, he was not allowed to use computers, phones, or any online device.
Oh, interesting. So you can arrest somebody based on corrupting morals. I wonder, does that mean that Canadian OnlyFans girls are not safe? That's interesting.
While anonymous moderators continued to run Best Gore without his involvement. He was later arrested again over a reported issue related to updating his home address, but that allegation was eventually dropped. In July 2015, Merrick filed a lawsuit against police and justice officials, saying the rearrest harmed his reputation, although these claims were never proven in court. On January 25, 2016, the day his trial was scheduled to begin, he pleaded guilty. He avoided prison and instead received 3 months of house arrest, along with community service. After leaving the courthouse, he appeared in public with duct tape placed over his mouth as a protest against censorship. Best Gore continued to run even after the court case ended, but the pressure around the site never really went away. Over time, new rules on online content, financial problems.
Interesting. Interesting. They monetize it. So no, for love of God, Poker fixed the delay. I don't know how. If I get it really close to right, if I get it the delay gone, I don't even know if I can stream without stuttering. So that's the problem.
And stricter moderation across the internet made it harder for the site to keep going. It became more difficult to manage and support in the long term. The website had already started slowing down a few years earlier. In 2019, Merrick wrote that he wanted to step away from running it, although moderators and users were still uploading videos after that. The site was not as active as it once was, but it had not fully stopped. On November 15th, 2020, after more than 12 years online, Best Gore officially shut down. The closure had been announced several times before, so regular users were not surprised when it finally happened. Later, Merrick explained that no one forced him to close the site. He said he made the decision on his own because he did not want to stay connected to a Shock website for the rest of his life, and wanted to focus more on his personal life instead.
Well, yet he still is, and he's not escaping. Right? He still is connected. His name is all over there, right? It's like it doesn't matter. He's still connected to it. And everybody who hears that name and looks it up, right, will quickly, easily, with a single Google search, find out who he is.
Instead, if you visit the Best Gore website now, there are no videos left. The site only shows a goodbye page with a short FAQ that explains why everything ended. On that page, the owner also said that some people had asked for permission to use old Best Gore videos to train AI systems that detect violent content online. He refused those requests because he believed people should be able to see information freely without it being filtered or controlled.
Very interesting, very interesting. Good night, Poker Apple. Rest. Take care, Cricket. Bye-bye. It was fun to see you soon. Take care.
Most of the internet archives of the site are now gone. The Wayback Machine pages for Best Gore no longer exist. A few mirror sites are still online, but they only show small parts of what used to be there and nothing close to the full website. Some longtime users tried to create their own replacement sites to continue what Best Gore had started, but none of them became as large or as widely known as the original. After leaving Best Gore, he started something very different called No Phone Man, which includes a website and a YouTube channel. All of the violent content was removed. The new project focuses on stepping away from the internet and spending more time living offline.
So, hold up. So let me get this straight. Bro stepped away from the internet by doing more stuff in on the internet. How exactly do you step away from the internet when you upload content on the internet? That's like not eating pizza, but that's like saying never eating pizza, but you eat even more pizza than before.
Eric has said that he now lives in the woods, spends time in nature, finds his own food, and tries not to rely on technology. Today, Best Gore mostly remains as a memory from an earlier time on the internet. Some people believe the site showed real events that other platforms chose not to allow. Others believe it went too far and should not have existed at all. However, most people who remember that period agree on one thing. The internet has changed, and the kind of online space where a website like Best Gore could operate openly is no longer the same.
Yeah, you can no longer do this openly. It get like banned, censored, triple censored, nuked with nuclear weapons. Yeah, that was a terrifying video. Yep. Mm-hmm. 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 Horrifying. Very, very ew. Just ew. Just ew. Just ew.